Britney Spears, my favorite female artist when I was a kid, Britney Spears, slapped Victor Wembanyama. Steven.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that video?
I didn't see the video,
Okay,
but I heard the video.
So let me explain.
Showed
the video.
a different thing.
So the video. So this is where both of them are wrong. So Britney Spears was like, "Oh, I went up, approached him, and I was like, oh, I tapped him, and then I got knocked down, and I fell on the floor." That's what she originally said, and you guys can Google that shit. She originally said that shit.
Clone Britney said this.
Hey, he said that. Hey, he might be right. A lot of y'all might agree with him. So she said that shit, and then also he rebutted with like, okay, she grabbed me, which was weird. I don't know why he said like, but everybody's approach is different. Everybody's experience is different. So he said she grabbed me on the back, and my security slapped her hand, and it happened to slap her face. So both them are lying when we saw the video. On the video, showed that she did tap him. So Victor's lying on that shit. She didn't grab him. Mm-hmm. Yo, she didn't grab you. Victor, I don't know why the fuck you said that shit. I don't know if the security told you to say. Yo, I don't know if Greg Popovich told you to say that shit, but that shit was crazy. She didn't grab him. But also, she didn't fall down. So, Britney, what's your husband doing, Britney? Your husband ain't having your back. Your husband be having your back in his lowest vibrational situations of this shit, but yo, he ain't really having your back when it really comes to the high vibrational of this shit where it could really benefit your name. So I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I think it's kind of shitty because it got blown out of proportion rather quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like people were like,
very quickly.
"Oh man, this person's
before
abusing."
The footage came out.
Yeah, abusing Britney Spears. Da, da, da. They're like getting ready to hang this dude about this Britney Spears shit. And then the video came out, and it was a completely different story. It's kind of shitty because I like Britney Spears too, at least version 1.0 I like a lot. This one I'm questionable on, so I don't want to make an opinion about like, oh, this is what Britney's thinking. But I hate to say this, but that type of energy and attitude is what got a lot of people locked up. That's the same type of energy that got Emmett Till fucked up.
Hey,
you know? So it's like...
Speak on that, please, if you don't mind. But we don't have to go that deep. But if you want to, because I really felt what you just said. I'm sorry.
It's just tough to essentially
what
like being around white women, and if they call wolf, you can be in a body bag. If you're around a white woman and she calls wolf on your ass, you can end up in a body bag on some happenstance, accident, oh, I didn't mean for it to go that way type of shit, especially for a lot of people who are 100% innocent.
Okay. And so for all those people who don't know the situation out there, Emmett Till, real quick for y'all, for those young generation, Emmett Till was a young man, I think 17, 18 years old.
I think he was younger than that.
16, 15, something.
I think he was like 13.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the kid was a boy.
13 years old, okay? Well, y'all do the research. He gave a compliment or something, like he hollered at her.
Come to find out, this girl, Caroline Bryant, was lying. Come to find out, he never even said anything to this woman. But allegedly, she said he whistled at her.
Yeah.
And he was visiting some family from Chicago. And years later, she admitted that he didn't even whistle at her. She just made the whole thing up.
That's like 3 years ago. She admitted that shit.
And she just died like earlier this year. Yeah. And she died peacefully, you know, in her sleep or some shit.
And what happened?
She was never held accountable for what she did to Emmett Till. But essentially, they chased this boy, beat him, hung him, and threw his body in a river. And his mom recovered the body and had an open casket funeral. And it was...
why did she have an open casket funeral?
She wanted to show the world what they had did to her son.
Because they beat the shit out of her son.
Yeah.
Over supposedly whistling at her.
Yeah.
Supposedly whistling at her.
Over a lie. And it was just to show how like the nation will align itself with slavery, white supremacy, and mistreatment in order to benefit its white population. And she wanted to show what that looks like on display and the horrors of that. And it's kind of really fucked up. So I hate to have like this overlap scenario with Britney Spears claiming like she was severely injured by this big dude, and that not be the case.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a great example. That's a great correlation. That's a great analogy. That really is a situation. I don't give a fuck if the Britney fans come at me. I don't give a fuck if the Britney fans come at this podcast, because that's a great fucking analogy. And this is bigger than a Karen situation where it's like a neighbor coming at you. Yo, this white woman's claiming some shit that did not happen. I'm sorry. That did not happen. You wasn't physically abused. And you're going to act like, oh, I got knocked onto the floor and I'm Britney Spears. Nah. And so I never even heard that shit yet. I never even heard this correlation, which would tell you a lot about the mainstream media. This is a new modern day version of that shit. And this man just got his NBA contract. I got no more words.